How's it going, everybody? I'm your host, Ryan Nevo, AutoServe Lifestyle Podcast. I got a special guest today. I'm with my friend, Jelani Daniels. Jelani D!
Thank you for that great introduction, man. I'm so happy to be on the show. I'm so happy that you took this step. What a great step.
Thank you. Tell the audience who's listening on our first episode today a little bit about yourself.
Uh, that's a good one, man. 'Cause, I've been in the auto industry for, I would say, over 15 years, with many different aspects of it: sales, financing, just many different parts of it, different dealerships, owning one with a partner. So lots of variations. Also, I am an author of quotes. Uh, just more or less all around interesting character.
And everybody, as you said, he's an author of King of Quotes. Pick up that book. I own a copy myself. Actually, it's funny, when I sold you your Odyssey to your family, and that was the first
Well,
time we met, you actually handed me a book, and the rest is history. So it's an
well,
excellent book, very inspirational. Pick your copy up today. Tell them how they can pick up that book.
go on Amazon and purchase it, or you could go to JelaniDaniel.com, whichever one is convenient for you. And more or less, we just wanna live the life in which we envision ourselves living.
Exactly. So it's funny, as you were saying, envision ourselves. So I started this podcast because I wanted to implement to the world, to the masses, that the automotive industry is not that shady place to be. That we're positive people. We're out there feeding our families, and we do good, and we make customers happy. So that's the whole game plan and the vision for this podcast, is to show the world that we're good people and we're here to build relationships and keep that customer experience going. So
No, and these are the platforms that we have to share our message with, right? And because remember, the car salesman is been how should I put it? He's been I gotta create the right term for him, but he's been demonized through through TV, through everything else. We're more or less a laughing stock sometimes when it comes to some form of joke that has to do with creepy, slimy, he's gonna get you type
he's
of
gonna
character.
he's gonna take your
We
money.
just want that's it, and we just want to convey that we're both needed. The client needs a vehicle to drive around, protect their family, or whatever it is, whether it's for work or whatever the case is. So we must interact, and we're not all that. We're human beings, majority of us, right? And looking out for the interests of you and ourselves.
So let me ask you a question. So with technology advancing, social media skyrocketing, um, what do you think the customer experience will be like? So after the pandemic is finally finished, everyone's back to work, dealerships are full staff. What what do you think changes that will have to be made in order to have the customer experience at 100%?
I think after we go back to I don't think we'll ever go back to normal according to our normal that was previous, but I do think that the client will want more from their salesperson. They will want to to have some form of some not a super close relationship, but some form of relationship, because they know that they're giving them business. It won't be no longer just numbers. It will be a matter of you wanting to, even if you just meet the salesperson the first time, you're gonna want to make sure some form of connection is there for your well-being and just the interaction. Like, it's like everyone coming out of the dark and saying, "Hey, how do I want to live? How do I want to treat my salesman? How do I want to treat my client?" So there will be a change. I know for a fact how we treat each other.
Great point. And I always tell my customers when they're buying a Honda, you buy from someone you like. You can go down the street to this Honda, within a 15-kilometer radius. But I tell people it's about building relationships. You're buying from someone you want to build that trust with, so then your cousin, your friend, your family member, your grandmother will all buy a car from that specific person because the trust, the bond, the relationship is there for future
Right.
generations.
You're putting in roots. You're putting in roots for the betterment of that deal as time progresses.
Exactly. Hey, since we're having a good time here, what are some of your hobbies, interests? What do you like to do besides being in the automotive industry?
I, I'm into it still goes back to automobiles mostly. So with my quotes, I love writing my quotes because, for instance, I always get like messages of encouragement for myself and the other person. It gives me another identity to travel with. So when you're a car salesman, more or less, although you're traveling, you have you have this stigma of you as being a car salesman. Some people like it. Some people are a little bit wary of it because it's as if they think that is your character. So I like the ability to travel as an author and have a different energy, which is so very strange to me. As an author, I could do so much different things, and as a car guy, they're like, hey. Like they're very, it's very strange. You have a different hat on. As an author, it's like, here's your baby. You hold the baby as the author. As a car salesman, they're like, I don't know if I want you to touch the baby, right? Like that mentality. So
Yeah,
I love the fact that I could move from both direction, from one to another. Gives me a lot of flexibility so I could see the world in different lights. And a hobby, I just like cheering people on, man. That's one. It's not a hobby. It's more as a lifestyle because I've encountered some stuff and people have always helped me. So I take great pride in trying my best to. I'm like, maybe if I knew that information, I might not have been in this predicament, or it would have been an easier ride. So that is a part of me, is a sharing what I've learned over time. And I like automobiles. I like Porsches. I'm a big fan of Porsche. I like to go on cruises with the Porsches, with like different groups, go for long drives and see the back roads and have some fun.
right on. Yeah, so I've a little bit of background about myself. I used to work on my father's business. The business got sold. Had about 16 years of customer service experience. Brought it over to the automotive industry, and I've always treated people with respect and kind of built that relationship and kind of grown from that. And 4 years later, here we are. Um, One thing I find in this new normal is that like people are scared of you. Like I was holding this door for that lady, and she was like terrified. I'm like, man, I'm not gonna bite your head off. Like, like I'm just trying to be a gentleman and hold the door for you. And just because of what's going on, she was so nervous and she didn't know how to act or feel, or like it's like I just feel that we have to kind of go back to some normal and really like if we have to make the car buying experience easier.
I agree with you. Again, now, what will happen over time, I think, and time is progressing. Like, for instance, when this initially came out, you seen a few masks. Now you see masks everywhere. Everything is, and then it's become normalized. Before, I remember when I came outside and I seen people in masks, I was like, holy smokes, what's going on? And now I don't even pay attention anymore. So I think things will be normalized according to that behavior. And what I do know from my own experience is that the people that are nervous and like that lady you've seen, they might have their reasons. And also, it's going to take time before they normalize themselves because they were naturally probably a nervous person or had maybe there's an extra concern in that individual. Maybe they have an element or something, or they were told to behave in this manner.
Good
So
point. Good point.
we never know what condition they have or whatever the case is. It's because I was looking I've encountered people. I'm like, what's the situation? And then I was speaking to friends and associates. I'm like, maybe that person, they have a condition, underlying condition that they're nervous about. And then also, if you watch CTTV for 4 days or 7 days a week, you will be scared of people or news. Let me not identify any news, but more or less as a whole. Yeah,
It's funny though. Like one thing I've studied is that even though we rely on social media so much to build our personal brands, one thing that will never die, and this will be for eternity, when as people get older, this customer service, customers are always looking for that service. They, whether it's in the service department, whether it's in sales, finance, they want to attach themselves to someone that they can build that professional relationship with, and someone they can trust to get guidance for the next process and to keep going in the sales funnel.
this statement is a factual statement. There's a gentleman that I buy suits from. I always share this story. Um, he I buy suits from him, and when I go there, I'll give you a laugh about these suits. Every time I buy the suit, I look good. He makes me feel good. Like when I go there, I feel like I'm united with my brother or my cousin. We talk. He gives me a cappuccino. It's you go for the moment. You go for the how he makes you feel,
Like
and each
experience.
the experience. Each one of my suits. After a couple wears, something happens to the suit. A button pops, a piece of something happens. Never fails, never fails. But I keep going back. Because it's an experience, and that boils down to customer service. I'm sure someone could sell me a suit where the button might not pop on me, but I don't want it. That feeling of my suit buying the process. I enjoy it with this individual, and it becomes a memorable event, not just like cut and paste.
So it's funny you say that. So I work for Oakville Honda, which is a dealership owned by the Dillar Group of companies, and we bring out a silver serving tray when things are going back to normal to our customers as Perrier, water, fruits, muffins, donuts, whatever somebody wants. And people are wowed. As funny, like we're not at a restaurant here. We're at a car dealership, right? Let's get our head straight here. Car dealership, not the keg. And we literally bring out this silver serving tray to our customers, and people are wowed. Like, wow, honey, the Honda down the street doesn't offer this, right? So and that actually builds the excitement for the sale,
Correct,
right?
correct.
So,
It
um,
adds value. That's value. It's that little thing because at the end of the day, which human being doesn't want to be respected? Which human being doesn't want to feel that their time and their energy is being respected? So I think it's majority of us that want that, especially when it's done in a manner that's not robotic.
exactly. And, we have a philosophy. We always treat people like someone in your home. When someone comes to your house, what do? You offer them a drink. You offer them an appetizer. You offer them something to eat. You want them to feel good, right? So we're all about the hospitality concept first. And I think, because of that, we're winning. And I think if, we stay humble and hungry, we'll continue to win.
And also, too, I remember when I gave you that book. I don't give a book to everyone. Like I can't do that, right? It would be bad for business, right? But like it gives away everything. No, it was how you made me feel, and it was I wanted to share, give something back because I was so happy with the service. And remember, I came there as a salesman. So it's not like I don't know the ins and outs, but I was so happy with the service in which you gave me that this is what led to our friendship. So, for instance, without that service, I wouldn't have given you that book. Without that service, we would not have communicated. It would have been dead. But it was that service and how you took care of our family, and that's it. See, that's another thing. Like service and behavior leads to things way beyond your practicality of just jumping in a car.
Exactly, right? Because you never know what opportunities or what can happen out of that, right?
Correct.
And that's the amazing thing about being in sales and being in the industry, because you never know what somebody does or what someone wants to help you with, right? There's someone that you can always rely on, maybe through your network.
And just to add, imagine this right now. For instance, I had the thought of what you're trying to convey right now, but could you imagine all of the different shows and no one, they talk about the car, talk about the engine, they talk about finance rate, but here you are creating something to show that we are in the industry and you're a human being and you're dispelling the myth of that guy. And this is 2020. And could you name how many shows that are doing what you're doing out there? I don't know any personally. So you're a trailblazer in regards to putting beyond the sales of the product, put in a platform to reintroduce people to us as salespeople.
Exactly, right? So that's what it's all about, right? You want to show the world that we're human. We're here to do great things in life, right? You know, shout out to the automotive industry. We got to give ourselves a pat on the back.
No,
You know what? When I came back May 6th and I saw how many cars we sold, I was like, we're in a pandemic and we're selling this much. I was blown away. And right there, it showed me that people need cars. So this is time for what's your jam segment. Okay. So what that is, when you drive in that Porsche, okay, what's a song you're listening to now, or something that you put on just gets you hyped?
Bon Jovi, Wanted Dead or Alive.
Alexa, play Bon Jovi, Wanted Dead or Alive.
Wanted Dead or Alive by Bon Jovi from Apple Music.
Alexa, volume to 8. It's actually a good tune. Have you ever seen him live?
No.
No?
Yeah, I love the idea of it.
It's the buildup.
Yeah. I love it, man. This was a touch. You caught me off guard with this. This was good.
To come back home. Alexa, stop. Now, my song, we're going to crank it up a bit. Alexa, play Ambition as a Rider, Tupac.
Ambitions as a Rider by Tupac from Apple Music.
This gets me hyped.
Hey, thank you so much.
No
Thank you
problem.
so much. You made my day.
I might have to cut it off short, though, because of a lot of the profanity, so. PG,
The profanity is in
podcast.
the car. I love it.
Alexa, stop.
Come right after the Bon Jovi, 100%. This
Yeah,
was great, man. This was I thank you, man, for giving me this platform, and I appreciate you.
thank you so much. I appreciate you. You know, you've always believed in me. I always believe in you, and that creates a friendship, right? So,
That's, let's take it to the world, man. Congratulations on your podcast, and it's quite a step, and you're gonna do super. This is gonna be super. It's gonna be a great thing that you're doing right now, 100%.
thank you so much. Every episode, new episode, will be a new experience.
100%. I love that. What you just did. That was super.
Yeah, I gotta make it fun. You know what I mean? So, yeah, thank you so much. You know, that's a
Thank you.
wrap for today. So we appreciate everything. It was a good convo, and yeah, that's my signature. The thumbs up.
What's up?